Hello, and welcome to your Motorola APX 6000 XC radio training. This is the radio that the aviation department uses for their two-way communication.
The APX radio used by the department is not intrinsically safe and must not be used in a potentially explosive environment. This includes within 25 feet of any fuel spill. Your radio has many features that will help you in your daily duties and prove invaluable in an incident management situation. All the channels used by the department are encrypted, with the exception of the Sky Harbor channel. We use encryption to protect any security-sensitive information, or SSI, that might be transmitted over the radio from being monitored by individuals who might use this information for undesirable actions. However, all transmissions are recorded and subject to public information requests. Keep this in mind as you use the radio in your daily work. On the top of the radio is the off-on volume knob. The zone selector switch is located on the top of the radio and labeled A, B, C. Moving this switch will allow you to select among the 3 decks commonly used by the department, A, B, and J. The channel selector knob is located at the top center of the radio. There are 16 channels to each zone. Your supervisor will let you know which zone and channel you should monitor. The keypad lock switch is located at the top of the radio just at the base of the channel selector knob. When the switch is in the O position, the keypad is not locked. When the switch is in the O with a slash position, the keypad is locked and only the push to talk button and the emergency alert button will work. The large orange button on the top of the radio is the emergency duress button. Holding this button down for 1 second will put the radio in emergency mode, sending an alarm to the Sky Harbor Communications Center. Holding this button down for 2 seconds will cancel the duress call. On the top of the radio is the top display. This display will show you signal strength, battery status, and the channel you currently have selected. The push to talk, or PTT button, is the large button located on the side of the radio. Press this button when you wish to make a radio call. Just above the PTT button is the scan enable and disable button. Just below the PTT button, with a single dot, is the scan nuisance delete button. The bottom button on this side of the radio with 2 dots is the zone up button. Pressing this button will change the current zone the radio is set to independent of the zone selector switch on the top of the radio. In normal operation, your radio should be in the black plastic sleeve or holster. This holster will protect the radio and provides a belt clip for easy carrying of the radio on your belt. You will notice that when the radio is clipped on your belt, you can read the top display and reach the control knobs with ease. When the radio is removed from the holster, you'll have access to the front display and additional keys. The display is large and full color. You will notice that some of the information displayed here is also duplicated on the top display. Just below the display are 3 buttons with 1, 2, and 3 dots. These buttons are the menu select buttons and their function is defined by the text displayed above them. Just below the menu select buttons is another set of buttons. The button with the house on it is the home button. If you are in a sub-menu, pressing this button will return to the main display. Next to the home button is a 4-way toggle pad with arrows on it. Pressing this button allows you to move through the menus in the direction indicated. The button with the computer on it has no function. The bottom half of this side of the radio contains a full numeric keypad. Numbers 1 to 8 can be programmed by you for easy selection of your most used, frequently accessed channels. The battery attaches to the radio from the bottom. To remove the battery, simply press the serrated tabs on either side of the radio and pull down. To insert the battery, properly align the battery and firmly press it into place. You will hear 2 clicks when the battery is properly seated in the radio. Lastly, there's a microphone located on both sides of the radio. Should you find yourself in a situation where you need assistance for any reason and you are not able to actively speak into the radio, press the emergency duress button. The communication center will attempt to contact you. However, it is quite common for users to press this button by accident. Should you do this, do not attempt to turn off the radio. Listen to the radio for the communications center to call you. When they do call, simply reply to this call indicating you are okay and you accidentally press the button. After talking with the communications center, clear the Duress alarm by pressing the emergency Duress button for 2 seconds. You will see the radio will return to its normal operation. The department has programmed 6 essential decks into your radio: A, B, J, K, and G. A deck contains channels used mostly by operations. B deck contains channels used mostly by facilities and services, technology, and DCS. The J deck contains channels used for incident management and off-airport first responders. Your supervisor will inform you as to which deck and channel your work group uses for your day-to-day functions. You should never access the G or K deck without specific instructions from your supervisor. There are 3 ways to access the various zones or decks programmed in the radio: the zone selector switch, the zone up button on the side of the radio, or the zone up and down menu buttons on the front of the keypad. Regardless of the method you use, the radio will announce the name of the zone and channel you have selected. Now we will talk about radio encryption. The only channel that is not encrypted of the main channels that we use is Sky Harbor, located in the channel 1 position of the A, B, J, and K decks. Should encryption in your radio fail for some reason, you should always move your channel selector knob to the channel 1 position, and you will be able to talk to the communications center. If your radio fails in any way, notify your supervisor and bring your radio to the radio shop as soon as possible. Additionally, from time to time, the encryption key or built-in software will need to be updated. You will receive notification with instructions on how to perform this task. Your radio has several accessories you might find helpful in your job functions. This earpiece attaches to the accessory port on the side of your radio and has a long cord that leads up to a small speaker that clips onto your collar. Leading from this speaker, you'll notice an audio tube that goes into your ear canal. This is very useful in noisy environments and locations where you do not want radio traffic to be a nuisance to the public. The ear canal part of the accessory should not be shared between employees. The next accessory is the remote speaker microphone, or RSM. The RSM attaches to the accessory port of the radio and has a long, heavy cord with a speaker and microphone combination attached to the other end. The RSM has several nice features, including placing the speaker near your ear without having something in your ear. It also has a push-to-talk button on the side. If you use the push-to-talk button on the radio, you must speak into the radio and not use the RSM. The last feature on the RSM is a 3.5mm port that will accept a listen-only earpiece. This earpiece functions the same as the previously mentioned listen-only earpiece, except it has a much shorter cord. While there are many things the City of Phoenix and the Regional Wireless Cooperative must do to maintain compliance, you too have a responsibility as a person using this tool. Remember, guard your words and actions. Also remember to keep the volume of your radio at a level that is enough for you to hear and not be a nuisance to the public. Should you lose or misplace your radio, notify your supervisor immediately and contact the radio shop to have the radio disabled. Should you find a radio in your daily activities, hand it to your supervisor or bring it to Lost and Found. The Aviation Department follows the communication standards set by the National Incident Management System, NIMS for short. When using the radio, always use your call sign. It will indicate which department division you are in, which section, which work group, or which area of responsibility you belong to, and perhaps which shift you normally work. In the department, all call signs have a letter followed by a number. The letter is usually pronounced using the phonetic alphabet, with O for Oscar and M for Mike being the most popular. Your call sign will be assigned to you by your supervisor. When making a radio call, always identify the person you wish to speak to, followed by who you are. For example, I want to talk to Oscar 312. I am Mike 53-14. I would say, Oscar 312, this is Mike 53-14. Once you are done, the last person to speak on the radio should clear their conversation by stating their call sign and clear. When talking on the radio, use plain English. The use of codes, particularly agency-specific and 10 codes, is a barrier when it comes to transmitting information. Codes or terms used by one organization may be incompatible with those used by a neighboring agency. When making a radio call, hold the radio vertically 1 to 2 inches from your mouth. Press the push-to-talk button, wait for an acknowledgement beep, and then speak clearly and slowly. Release the push-to-talk button when done. You must hold the radio in this fashion, or the noise-canceling technology will not be able to distinguish your voice from the background noise. Proper care of your radio is essential, and while your radio is a very rugged tool, it is not indestructible. You need to take care not to drop the radio, get it wet, or leave it in a location where it might be damaged. If your radio gets dirty, you can use a damp cloth with mild soapy solution to wipe it clean. You are not to mark the radio in any permanent fashion. You can mark your radio in a non-permanent fashion with a piece of tape, heat shrink on the antenna, a label on the battery, or a ribbon tied to a knob. Just remember, whatever you do, it must easily be removed, as this radio will be issued to somebody else in the future. Your radio was issued with 1 or 2 batteries. Your new battery should provide you with enough power to last 1 entire shift. Normally, it will take less than 4 hours to fully charge a dead battery. If you place your battery in the charger and an amber light appears, this indicates that the battery is being conditioned. Conditioning helps maintain peak performance. You should not interrupt this cycle. A fully charged battery will have a solid green light displayed on the battery charger. The key points from this video include: keep all radio traffic professional. The radio is not intrinsically safe. Stay 25 feet away from volatile hazards. When scanning other channels, you could miss a radio call on your primary channel. Hold the radio 1 to 2 inches in front of your mouth when talking. Press the push-to-talk button. Wait for the confirmation tone before talking. Talk in plain English. Do not deface your radio. Allow batteries to complete the conditioning cycle. Regularly swap batteries if you have more than one.
Thank you for watching this video on how to work your Motorola APX 6000 XE radio. For more information on this, please refer to your instructional handouts. Thank you.